I catch myself. It's so easy to like try to like rip you, and I'm like so over that part of it now. And it was so easy in the beginning
I don't
that I just
care.
like take jabs and jabs and jabs.
If
What
you
I was
haven't
going to say is
noticed, I'm
if you had a
fine.
personality transplant, and that's like really mean, and as I'm getting to know you a little bit more, not if you would tone it down.
I know what my issues are, and I know exactly what you're going. I know that
You would be so fucking much more in other people's eyes, even beauty-wise.
Mm-hmm. If
And
you
of
only
course
knew me
that's only
outside
part
of
of it.
here.
Huh?
If only you knew me outside of
But
this.
why do you have to be different inside than outside?
I think I'm growing into myself, but I think at first...
I know you're young. What are you, 23?
Yeah, at first coming in here, it's more of like an insecurity thing that I have, and it's a problem. I have a jealousy and insecurity problem my whole life. And when I'm not comfortable...
That's the thing with Danielle. And I told you the first time that we talked that I thought a lot of it was a cover-up of your insecurities.
The thing is, outside of this world, I'm fine. It's just when I'm put in an uncomfortable situation, it's my first reaction. And I think as I get more comfortable, I'm getting more to be myself how I am. But no one outside of this would see any of the things that I'm doing, and they'd be like,
So what do you think that your
understand.
friends and your employers and your family are thinking of how you're portraying yourself up until this point?
Yeah.
Do you think they're going...
Who is that? Is what they're thinking.
What are you thinking? When you leave this place and you get your DVDs and you read the message boards and everything else, how do you think you're going to feel about yourself at that point?
I'm honestly not sure.
I honestly think you're going to be embarrassed. I honestly, as honest as I can be with you. And I'm not going to say that again because everything I say is as honest as I can be with you. I think you're going to be embarrassed.
I don't think, I mean, I don't want to say that I don't embarrass, but I don't embarrass. I don't have embarrassment. I don't have shame.
Okay, let me put it this way. You should be embarrassed.
I should be, but I don't have those things.
I don't get embarrassed either.
Yeah.
I don't get nervous.
I should be, but I don't.
The last time I got nervous was the first time I've been nervous, and I can't even remember, and I'm not even kidding when I say probably well over 10 years, was I've never been on a movie set, I never did any of that bullshit, and I'm standing face to face 2 inches away from Johnny Depp on this big fucking movie, and I was like, even my buddy was like, he called me up, he's known me for 10 years, and he's like, dude, were you nervous? He didn't even know. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I was nervous. Wouldn't you be nervous? He's like, fuck yeah, I'd be nervous, but I've never seen you nervous before.
Yeah.
And it only took a matter of 5 minutes, and I was fine after I cracked a joke and made some people laugh, and then it was of myself. But I was a fish out of water, completely and totally. But it didn't take me that long to adjust and be myself. Walking down into the fucking den of lions over here, honest to God. When you're upstairs and you're listening to all these people, fuck these people, they can sleep on the floor, you know, they're out of here first, and, you know, the first thing is Jamaica going, I'm like, yeah, I heard you guys talking about 3 are out, and she's like, yeah, and it's still on, you're out of here. And then trying to make me sleep on the fucking 2 ottomans, and you running me back and forth from room to room, trying to get rid of me out of the room, and all this other bullshit that's going on. I just bit my tongue, and of course I'm not going to come out and say, you know what, fuck you, bitch, which I should have. But I'm not going to make my situation even worse than first impressions. I waited my time. I found out that I wasn't the only one that felt like this about you. And if I ripped you apart and told you to go fuck yourself, it's not going to do me a whole lot of harm in this house. Because every single person wishes that they could have done the same thing. And I had every single person from the first time up in the HOH when we were locked up there. Each and every one of those people came to me. And I was like, dude, I'm sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable or whatever. And it's like, no. Not at all. If you would have done anything else, we would have known that you were full of shit because we already can have a feel for who you are. And and I told you when we talked the first time that why don't you let people see who you are and stop with this bullshit?
I really am not.
And the stuff with the bullshit in the hot tub, I sat here and I'm not even going to tell you who I was with.
I can't even.
I sat there and I said, I will give you 10 to 1. Not Kale.
Oh, Kale was out here for a long time.
No, I was like, I will give you 10 to 1 odds, meaning I will give you $10 for your $1. That show her nipples would be fucking out.
They weren't out.
That's not what I heard.
They weren't.
That's not what I heard. Within 3 minutes that we went inside, somebody came in and was like, "Ah, you know, her tit flopped out," or some kind of bullshit.
They're just playing.
No, they weren't. You were drunk, and
I was
maybe it happened and
careful.
you didn't know, or whatever. But the way you flaunt, the way that you flaunt your body, you act like that's the only thing that you have going for you, and I think it's fucking stupid. Because I know that there has to be something else going on there. I know you're a smart girl, and why play up that so much to the extent that it's like so extreme? You
Why
know,
not
the
just
comments
be a
that I
stupid
heard.
girl that's into herself?
What's
how,
that?
How is that? How does that work against me to be a stupid girl that's into herself for this
Nobody
house?
said you're stupid.
Oh, well, how does? I mean, no. I'm saying for this purpose of this
No,
thing. How
to
does that
me,
not?
it means that you're shallow, and I
I
told you
know.
that. And there's a difference between
I don't
being
mean I
shallow
really
and being
am.
stupid.
I don't mean that I am. I mean, why is that wrong?
So why
for
portray
this?
yourself as that when you show that this is all that I have going on for me is, you know, my tits and my ass, and let me wear as little as possible.